we're involved in negotiations right now over the hostages. And I have told people who have written to me,
which we should of course not be
at all.
As we both have said, and
absolutely,
many others have said from the day one.
But who is negotiating this? Well, we've got Mr. Burns, who, in a recent foreign policy magazine paper, does not identify Hamas or Hezbollah as problems. You believe that? He does not believe that these two terror organizations are worthy of any comment. What is worthy of comment? Our refusal to recognize the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people to a state of their choosing. Okay? So this man is in charge of negotiations. The head of Egyptian intelligence, who is no friend of ours, is in, and I'll get to that from 1 second, no friend of ours, and the head of the Mossad. And I wouldn't trust him further than I would trust the Ayatollah Khomeini. This man is no patriot. This man is no Jewish nationalist. This man has got his own agenda, and it's not a good one for the state of Israel. The Mossad, they say the Israeli foreign ministry needs to be cleaned out. Before we do that, we need to clean the rot out of the Mossad. The Egyptians, I don't know, people haven't heard this.
The Mossad and the Shabak, etc., are by and large, at least at the senior levels, part of the Israeli deep state.
There's no question. The average guy,
which is to say the extreme left.
Great.
No, the average left.
Right. The average guys are great, but it's the rot at the top that has to be changed.
Yes, precisely.
Look, the Egyptians this past week, and these are the people that we're using for the hostage negotiations. The Egyptians made a statement, public statement, to the Houthis. Just restrict your attacks on Israeli ships or Israeli-bound ships so that all the other merchant ships can go to the Suez Canal, where we get basically the bulk of our foreign reserves. Think about that. They're telling our enemies to continue hitting us exclusively.
Precisely.
These are not our friends.
That is the answer to your unspoken question, why someone like CIA Director Burns would not consider Hezbollah or Hamas to be a problem. Why would he? He would be very happy if they were actually successful in destroying Israel. That would work for him completely.
Correct. Now, when you look at these negotiations, and all these horrible stories have been coming out, which I believe are accurate in terms of what they're all talking about, in terms of a lengthy ceasefire, which means a Hamas victory, by the way. When you look at all these stories coming out, it meshes with the government, our government's permission for Hamas to reestablish itself in the North Gaza area. Everyone that I've talked to who has come out of Gaza has said they're operating openly. The police, the civil service, all of these people, openly as Hamasnikim in the north, after we just bled and died to take care, to clean out Hamas from there. And I asked my friends who have come out, have we actually sanitized the area? And they said, oh, hell no. We don't even know what the tunnel structure is. We don't know where the entrance section, the ports are. We don't know where their arms caches are. We don't know how many they stay behind forces they have. We do know that hundreds and hundreds of these single men have come back to the north, have been allowed to come back by the military because we pulled a full division out of the north, left a vacuum, and they disappear. They just aren't seen again. Where are they going? In the tunnel system. So when you talk about the negotiations for the hostages and you talk about the day after, we are already setting the stage for our withdrawal. If you say, for this, the bottom line is, even if you admit, as some of my friends have or have argued, for Israeli security control over Gaza, and that's about it. With a 1 or 2 kilometer sanitary zone between the old border and
a buffer zone.
A buffer zone. Okay, we're already admitting that Hamas is back, which means our forces that will be there to ensure security will start losing people. 1 a day, 2 a day, 3 a day. It will be a war of attrition. It will be like South Lebanon again. You can't maintain complete security control over a region that is completely infiltrated again by Hamas. The people who are pro-Hamas to begin with will be, even if they weren't, would be scared to death of doing anything opposed to these guys. So yeah, we could have 2 full divisions or 3 full divisions in Gaza, maintaining complete security over the area, and we'd still be losing 2, 3, God forbid, 4 people a day. Stabbings, shootings, bombings, kidnappings, whatever. We don't know where the tunnel system is. They could grab a chayal, they could grab a soldier, and he's disappeared until we see him on the internet somewhere in the tunnel system that we haven't really fully explored. And as far as the buffer zone is concerned, wow, the word just came out this past week. No Israeli soldier is permitted to shoot any Palestinian coming up to that wire. So what's the difference? I've talked to people here in the evacuees from the south, and I asked them about this, and they said, well, it's just what they did before on October 6th. They let them come up to the fence, weaken the fence, blow the fence up, tear it down in the days and weeks leading up. So what's the difference? That's why we don't want to go home. So all these plans, and oh my God, there's so many of them, it makes you sick. Of the day after, the 2 days after, the 3 days after, we'll have control over the area. We won't have control. We'll bring international forces in. It's insane. It's a black and white issue. Either we have annexation, depopulation, and repopulation by Israelis of the Gaza Strip, the entire Gaza Strip, or we lose the war, period. That's the end of it. Don't listen to all these eggheads that are just throwing out ideas.
Allow me to show you something.
Uh-huh.
This is a sticker by Machon Shilo in Hebrew. What does it say? Teshuvah, repentance, and milchama, war, and gerush, expulsion, and hityashvut, settlement. That equals nitzachon, victory.
Victory.
You have no idea how many people are clamoring for these stickers.
I get one. I haven't gotten one.
We'll give you 2 for the same price.
Thank you. Well, let me match what you just showed us all with a patch that is now being widely circulated amongst the Hayalim, our soldiers in Gaza. Soldiers, by the way, from all walks of life and across the political spectrum. And when I show you this patch, you won't believe it. Here it is.
Well,
it's the patch
for those who do not recognize the emblem. It's a patch, an emblem in a interesting artistic rendition of the Mikdash, the temple in Jerusalem.
The temple. And my friends are telling me everybody is waiting for General Finkelman, who, as I said before, should be in jail right now for at the very least dereliction of duty. For him to call for everybody to take that off. And by the way, that's a call that will not be honored. I've talked to enough people, soldiers, both active duty, regular army, and Milim. See, they're not going to take it off. Finkelman could come and try to take it off himself. Right.